Hey man, turn the lights down a little. Yeah, just like that. You ever babysit a kid who looked you dead in the eye and told you something they had no possible way of knowing? Something that made your stomach drop straight through the floor? I've got 3 stories like that. 3 nights I'll never scrub out of my head. And trust me, by the time I'm done, you're gonna check under your bed tonight. Before I start, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because we drop new true horror stories every week, and you do not want to miss what's coming next. Alright, story 1. This happened back in 2019, right outside Portland, Oregon, a quiet suburb called Cedar Hills. I was 19, broke, needed cash for community college, so I took a last-minute babysitting gig off this local parents' Facebook group. The mom, Sarah, seemed normal enough on the phone. Single mom, works night shift as an ER nurse at OHSU, needed someone to watch her 6-year-old daughter, Lily, from 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. I pull up to this cute little craftsman house, porch light flickering a little, big maple trees throwing shadows everywhere. Sarah meets me at the door already in scrubs, stressed, running late. She hands me a scribbled list. Bedtime at 8:30, no screens after 8, Lily sometimes sleepwalks but just got her back to bed. Fridge is stocked, emergency numbers on the counter. Then she kneels down, kisses Lily on the forehead, and says, "Be good for Miss Kayla, okay, sweetie?" and bolts. Lily was this tiny little thing. Pale skin, huge blue eyes, white blonde hair that looked almost silver under the hallway light. She didn't cry when her mom left, didn't even wave, just stared at me with this calm little smile and said, "You're prettier than the last one." I laughed it off. Kids say weird stuff, right? We colored for a while, ate mac and cheese, normal kid stuff. 8:30 rolls around, I tuck her in. Her room is at the end of a long hallway, night light shaped like a unicorn, throwing soft pink glow on the walls. I'm halfway out the door when she whispers, "Kayla." "Yes, sweetie?" "The man in the closet likes you better too. He said the last girl screamed too loud." Ice shoots down my spine, but I tell myself she's 6, she has nightmares, whatever. I turn on the closet light to prove there's nobody there. Empty. Coats, boxes, Barbie dream house. I leave the closet light on, crack the door, go downstairs, try to shake it off with some Netflix. Around 11:45, the house is dead silent, except the hum of the refrigerator. Then I hear it. Slow, deliberate footsteps on the upstairs hallway floorboards. Creak, creak, creak. Like an adult trying not to be heard. I freeze, tell myself it's the house settling, but the footsteps stop right outside Lily's door. I grab the biggest knife from the kitchen block and creep upstairs, heart hammering so loud I'm sure whatever's up there can hear it. I push Lily's door open real slow. She's sitting straight up in bed, eyes wide open, staring at the closet. The closet door is now all the way open, and she whispers without looking at me, "He's not in there anymore. He's behind you." I spin around. Nothing. Hallway empty. I almost laugh from relief, but then I notice the full-length mirror on the back of her bedroom door. In the reflection over my shoulder, there's a tall shadow standing at the end of the hallway that isn't there when I turn around, just in the mirror. I slam the door shut so the mirror isn't facing the room anymore, scoop Lily up, and we camp out in the living room with every light in the house on. 6:57 a.m. Sarah walks in, exhausted. I'm shaken, barely slept. I try to tell her what happened. She just gives me this tired, sad smile and says, "Lily's imaginary friend gets jealous of new babysitters. Don't worry, you're not the first to quit." Then she pays me double and basically pushes me out the door. I'm buckling my seatbelt when my phone dings. A text from Sarah's number, "Thank you for being quiet. The man in the closet said you can come back anytime." Except Sarah was standing on the porch watching me leave. Both her hands were full, coffee in one, keys in the other. She wasn't holding her phone. I blocked the number and never answered another Cedar Hills posting again. "Okay, you good? Need a second?" because the second story is worse. Summer 2021, outside Nashville, Tennessee. I'd mostly stopped babysitting after Portland, but my roommate's cousin, Jenna, begged me. Her regular sitter canceled last minute, big country music festival in town. She had VIP backstage passes she couldn't refund. One night only, $300 cash. 2 young twins, Mia and Mason. Easy money, right? The house was one of those big new builds in Franklin. Tall ceilings, everything white and gray. Those creepy family photos where everyone's smiling too hard. Jenna gives me the tour, shows me the kids' playroom in the finished basement, then kisses the twins and leaves. The twins were odd. Identical, dark hair, huge brown eyes. Never blinked at the same time. One would blink, then 2 seconds later the other would. They spoke in unison half the time. At first it was cute, and then it got unnerving. We're playing Candyland around 9 p.m. when completely out of nowhere, Mia looks up and says, "You're gonna break up with your boyfriend next week." I laugh it off. I don't even have a boyfriend, silly. Mason tilts his head exactly like Mia and says, "Yes, you do. His name is Ethan. He's cheating on you with a girl from his econ class. You'll find the text next Thursday." My blood went cold. Cold. Because yeah, I was secretly dating a guy named Ethan, but I hadn't told anybody. Not my roommate, not my mom, nobody. We'd kept it quiet because he was still technically living with his ex. I played it cool. Put him to bed early, heart racing. The rooms had separate bedrooms upstairs, but they insisted on sleeping in the same bed that night because the shadow people argue when we're apart. I'm downstairs doom scrolling, trying to convince myself kids just guess lucky sometimes, when the baby monitor crackles. I hadn't even turned it on, but there it was, glowing, picking up audio from the twins' room. At first it's just breathing. Then Mia's voice, clear as day. "She doesn't believe us yet." Mason: "She will when she sees the pictures." Mia: "Should we show her where mommy hides the bad man?" Mason: "Giggles." After that, just static. I'm about to run up there when every light in the house flickers hard. Once, twice, then goes pitch black. Power outage. Flashlight on, I bolt upstairs. The twins' room door is wide open. Both beds empty. I'm whispering their names, trying not to freak out, when I hear whispering from the master bedroom at the end of the hall, Jenna's room. I push the door open. The twins are sitting cross-legged on her mom's bed, facing the walk-in closet. The closet door is on, door ajar. They turn to me in perfect sync and say, "Mommy keeps him in here so he can't leave." I yank open the closet door, nothing but clothes and shoes. But there's a false panel at the back. Cheap drywall, obviously added after the house was built. I push on it and it pops open to a crawl space attic no one mentioned. Inside, Polaroid pictures taped to the insulation. Dozens of them, all of different women, bound and gagged, taken right there in that tiny space. And in the corner, a man's driver's license. Jenna's husband, who everyone thought had left for a job in Texas 2 years ago. The twins are standing behind me now. Mason whispers, "Mommy said if we're good, he'll stop crying at night." I grabbed the kids, called 911 from the landline, and waited in the locked car until police showed up. Turns out Jenna's husband never left for Texas. She kept him prisoner up there the whole time, slowly starving him, taking trophies of the women he'd cheated on before she snapped. The twins had watched everything through a peephole she'd cut in their wall. They found his body 2 days later. He'd finally died a week earlier. The Polaroids were of the women he'd been with. Jenna had hunted them down one by one. Jenna's in prison for life now. And the twins are with their real dad's parents. I still get birthday cards from them every year. Same handwriting, same message. "We miss playing games with you." Last one. This one's the worst, and it's recent. October 2024, small town called Duvall, Washington, about 30 minutes east of Seattle. I'd sworn off babysitting completely after Tennessee, but this mom found me through an old care.com profile I forgot to delete. Offered $600 for one night to watch her 5-year-old son Noah while she went to a funeral in Spokane. Desperate times, rent was due, whatever. I said yes. The house was old, 1940s farmhouse on 5 acres, surrounded by evergreens so thick you couldn't see another roof for miles. Mom's name was Emily. She was pale, chain-smoking on the porch when I arrived, eyes red from crying. Said her sister had died in a car wreck. She had to fly out immediately. Noah's dad was deployed overseas. She showed me around quick, then hugged Noah too tight and left. Noah was a quiet kid. Didn't talk much, just watched everything with these huge gray eyes. We ate dinosaur nuggets, watched Bluey, normal stuff. Around 8 p.m., I put him to bed in his room upstairs. He grabbed my hand as I turned off the light and said, real soft, "The lady on the wall says you look like her daughter." I asked who the lady was. He just pointed at the bedroom wall and said, "She's right there. She's been waiting for you." I figured old house, imaginary friend, no big deal. I go downstairs, start a movie. About an hour later, I hear faint knocking. 3 slow knocks coming from inside the walls. Not pipes, not the house settling. Knock, knock, knock. Then Noah's voice, tiny and scared through the ceiling. She says stop ignoring her. I grab a flashlight, go upstairs. Noah's sitting up in bed, sheets pulled to his chin, staring at the wall. There's a small access panel I hadn't noticed before, about knee height, painted the same color as the wall. Noah whispers, "That's where she comes out." I'm trying to stay rational, probably raccoons or something. I open the panel, just a crawl space between the walls, dusty insulation, old wiring, but there's a little girl's shoe in there. Tiny, pink Velcro light-up shoe, covered in cobwebs, and scratched into the wooden stud, over and over, the name Hannah. I slam the panel shut, tell Noah it's nothing, we'll look in the morning. He starts crying. She's mad now. She says you're going to leave like the others. I sleep on the floor in his room that night, too freaked to leave him alone. Around 3 a.m., I wake up to the sound of scratching, long, deliberate nails dragging down drywall, coming from inside the wall right behind my head. Then the whispering starts, a woman's voice, dry and papery. "Give her back. She's mine. You took her." I shine the flashlight at the wall. In the beam, I see tiny handprints appearing from behind the paint, 5 little fingers pushing out like the wall is soft putty, leaving perfect prints bulging outward. Then the fingers curl, like trying to grab me through the drywall. I scream, grab Noah, run downstairs, lock us in the bathroom with the light on. The scratching follows us the whole way, like something crawling inside the walls parallel to the hallway. Emily gets home the next evening. I'm a wreck, haven't slept, Noah clinging to me like a koala. I tell her everything. She doesn't even blink, just lights another cigarette and says, "Hannah was my daughter. She died in this house 15 years ago. Fell down the stairs when she was 4. I couldn't leave her, so I kept her." Turns out, when they renovated after the accident, Emily had the contractors wall up Hannah's old bedroom, toys, clothes, everything, including Hannah's body. She'd buried her inside the walls so she'd never have to say goodbye. The scratching, the voice, the handprints, it wasn't a ghost. It was what was left of a little girl who'd been mummified in there for 15 years, perfectly preserved by the dry air, still trying to find her mommy. They found her 2 other babysitters' driver's licenses in there with her, girls who'd quit suddenly years ago. Emily was arrested, Noah's with his dad now, back from deployment, and sometimes, late at night, I still wake up to the sound of tiny fingers scratching behind my apartment walls. So yeah, 3 babysitting? Never again. Sleep tight, guys, and seriously, subscribe because next week's stories are even darker. See you then.